Well, to start, I just want to thank everyone for listening to my podcast. I really appreciate it. I have a mailing list on tapno.com if you're interested in following there. So today I want to talk about how you can't live in the past. And that's a very, very hard thing to let go of, but your past doesn't determine who you are now. Your past is in the past. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you're a product of your past right now. And knowing that means that you can actually look at what worked and what didn't work in your life and maybe adjust yourself so that if you've made mistakes, then you won't repeat them in the future. Or if you have successes, that you can repeat them in the future. It's not just mistakes that you have to focus on and everything, because that can be debilitating too. A lot of people are like, well, this happened in the past and I'm hoping that, in the future it's not going to be the same and all that stuff. And then it creates so much anxiety, and it's like, you don't want to feel paralyzed. And I'm saying this because I know a lot of people in my life and in general too that, they live in the past in the sense that there was trauma in the past. And sometimes people don't want to maybe move on from that. They're not ready yet. And that's also fine too. I feel like if you're working towards, getting over the trauma, accepting traumatic times sometimes, just so you can move forward. There's too many people sometimes on Earth, and that they just feel paralyzed because of something that happened in the past, and then their lives drag on because they just cannot get over a situation or an event. And I'm saying this like, I don't want to be that person, be like, well, just get over yourself, move on. It's not that easy. I've dealt with a few small things here and there, some small, some big. I've dealt with relationship things that I needed to work on. I've dealt with, my bio dad. I had never been in contact with him and everything, and that was a big thing for me to connect with him and at least to know what kind of person he was. And then in the end, it's like, for me, I met up with him, and then, I realized that, yeah, this is not someone that, I want in my life, because, this whole time he could have made some effort to build some kind of rapport and didn't really do that. And I feel like knowing that in the end, he kind of just decided to kept his relationship with his wife, and I guess his wife forgave him for cheating and all that stuff. So and that's fine, I guess. Like, he made his decision, and like in the end, like, I could do two things. I could think about it every day, think about how it's not fair that this person just like didn't have a relationship with me. Or I can think of the good things, the fact that I do have a mom and dad, and I do have, loving parents. And, you can't just look at the bad and let the bad things drag you down. And I mean, I've said it in other podcast entries, that stuff needs to make you stronger, needs to make you more aware. I mean, the good and the bad experiences of the past, they they give you experience in life. They make you stronger. I mean, I was on a record label for 5 years, and it was a very bad time for me mentally. It was very bad. I had to seek a therapist and maybe deal through some of these issues that I was having. It's hard for an artist not to have a creative control, or feeling like you're relying on someone else to determine what maybe your career is going to be or not be. And it was a long 5 years for me, and some of those songs you guys already know. I mean, some of the songs did really well, so it's not that it was all bad. In the end, I mean, there was definitely a lot of good that came out of it, but it gave me a good lesson that, hey, you need that creative control. You can't just give it like that, because that's it's a lot of value in your life to be able to just be like, well, okay, I'm gonna release this song. I don't know if what's gonna happen to the song, but it's something I think is really cool, and I don't have to wait 5-6 months for a song to get released, or for songs to get rejected because maybe a label doesn't feel like it fits maybe your artist persona or not. And like, that's fine. I mean, labels are corporations. They think of the bottom line. They think of ways to make profit, and that is perfectly fine. But in the end, it's not something that I personally want in my life. And so now, being indie again for 3 years, I think 3 years, I mean, it's been amazing. I haven't had as big of numbers that I usually do if I'm on a label where you get a lot of the playlisting sometimes. But at the same time, I do have some good relationship with streaming platforms. So you got to take the good and the bad. What happened in the past, it happened, and you're not your past. You're not in the situation that your past has created. And if you still are, and you need to really change that, you need to at least make some steps to change a trajectory. I think that's what's important. And yeah, I think too many people sometimes have a chip on their shoulder, or they reminisce of the good times in the past. And I'm here to tell you that you can have those good times now. You can let go of that chip on your shoulder now. Or at least, like I said, put yourself in a trajectory to accept those things, and to at least move on, and not feel mentally tormented by things from your past. And it's also important not to dwell on the future either. You don't really know what's going to happen in the future. The only thing is that you woke up today, you feel a certain way, and you're gonna live another day, and you have to realize a lot of things is based on luck as well. If I wasn't born in Canada to my parents and everything, if I was born in a poor country, I mean, let's be honest, I wouldn't have accomplished any of the things that I've accomplished. So that's luck. I wasn't born with incredible athletic abilities, so that I could potentially be in professional sports. I feel like I had to build a lot of things. I know that my family members, sometimes my friends, they feel like it's innate talent, but in the end, it's really me spending a lot of time honing my skills and getting better because I'm honing my skills because I love it so much and I'm willing to spend the time. And I think talent is very overrated, but that's for a different discussion. But yeah, I think I said a lot in this podcast episode. I appreciate you guys listening to the episodes, and I will talk to you next time.